Madeline, what you posted on X right there is very well said. It's concise. It's real. How do, as Americans, we protect ourselves now?
Well, I know as a mature woman who, like I said, I work in Midtown, where most of the migrants have been literally dumped onto the sidewalk and herded behind barricades like cattle, and just left there in the street. These shelters, they have to leave out at a certain time in the morning, right, and can't come back until a certain time in the evening to ensure their beds. So if I go out at lunchtime, you see them just hanging out, roaming up and down the streets, looking at, especially, I hate to say it, the white women, all right? These Venezuelans are looking at these white women like they can eat them alive. Okay, saying things in Spanish. I speak a little Spanish myself, so I hear the comments that they make. As a woman, I would suggest that all women carry a can of good pepper spray or a taser, uh, a sharpened pencil, some type of the keys, carry the keys in their hand. We have to be able to protect ourselves. We should not be just sitting ducks. What difference does it make? If you get arrested, they'll let you out anyway, so it doesn't matter. At least you won't, you can defend yourself against this, And I saw today on Twitter, the Guardian Angels were down in Times Square, and they actually, were tackling one of the illegals to the ground. So, they have been present since the 70s. And when Curtis Wheeler was in charge, he's still in charge of them. But New York City was completely out of control at that time. And those guardian angels, they patrolled the streets, they patrolled the subways, and it seems like they're getting back active into doing that. And maybe Mayor Adams should work with the Guardian Angels and the NYPD together because the NYPD is leaving in droves. Those cops are not, I wouldn't sacrifice my life, for a pension. I wouldn't do it, and all the different restrictions and regulations that they have on them now with the new law that just came out about what is it? How many stops? They have to document everything. They already have the camera. That should be enough. That should be enough. It's like why are we spending number one all these tax dollars on this stuff? That's number one. And number two, why is it necessary? Why is it even necessary? When they're just gonna let the people go anyway. But that's another way of stopping the arrest, emptying out the jails, and keeping the numbers down. Keeping the numbers down. Cops don't even bother. But the guardian angels is could be a significant deterrent, and some people just are gonna have to start taking it into their own hands. They really, really are, because what other choice do we have? What other choice do we have? Is the voting piece, that's a huge piece. But in New York, a lot of people are not even tuned into the political, aspect of this. They go about their daily lives just trying to survive and trying to stay alive just to live to see another day. So especially in the minority communities, a lot of people don't even bother to vote because they don't feel that their vote counts anyway. But I'm finding and I'm noticing the more I'm out and about talking to people in the communities, a lot of people are now more engaged in the civics aspect of it, voter registration and, learning about who these candidates are. They really are just, very disappointed in Adams, in our mayor. They're very, very disappointed in him, and the whole entire New York City Council. He said the other day on TV, uh, he was having like a town hall meeting. And he says that look at the sea of chocolate. Has anybody ever seen a sea of chocolate run in the city or something like that? Something to that effect. If I was well, the whole room was full of Black people. I would have been very insulted and very disrespected. So I dubbed him Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. So there he is playing the race card. He's playing the race card now too. You know, um, And
Jeez.
that's just to pander to and appease the black voter. But the most of us, for the most part, all right,
Yeah.
people are just very, very turned off, and just disgusted with the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we have to get out and vote. I don't care who people vote for. Just as long as they get out and vote. And I don't just speak for the black community. I speak for the poor community, all right? And all of us fit into that category: black, white, Hispanic, Jewish, Asian, Chinese, Italians, all of us. We all
Yeah.
are in that one big melting pot of poverty here in New York City. And we are the ones who are suffering and are being disproportionately, they like that word, disproportionately. We're the ones that are disproportionately affected the most by these horrific policies that they put in place.
Madeline, I tell you, as I listen to you walk us through this, I'm for one very encouraged by your bravery to advocate for this and to really
Thank you.
pound the pavement and to drive the point home. On the other side of me, I'm thinking it is so sad that we have to even talk about this. You mentioned emptying out the jails, and God knows Alvin Bragg has done that. He didn't prosecute these four. Then we found out that, oh, guess what? We caught them on a bus. Well, they were just released because the people they caught were not the same people, so they don't know where these guys are. These guys are in the wind. And now, if you're talking about just freeing the jails, that's exactly what Maduro did in Venezuela. He freed it. He emptied his prisons and said, "Go north, young man," and they did. And now we're stuck with it. And what happens when they get arrested? They're right back out on the
They let
street.
them right back out. They let them right back out. You know
I
why?
mean,
They put these
go ahead.
policies. They put the policies in place, right, based on a theory, right? Theories are things that have never been tried before. Okay, they look good on paper, right? They look good in a PowerPoint presentation, and when somebody's pitching to get budget money, or allocating money. It's about money at the end of the day, right? And somebody bought into the concept. Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's try that. And no one thought about like the aftermath, or if it went wrong. No one thought about what they would do, and plus they didn't anticipate, right? The American people. They didn't anticipate our resiliency. They didn't anticipate our resolve and our patriotism. All right, we love our country. We want our country to stay exactly the way it was. Some things can absolutely get better, right? But to turn it into something that we do not recognize, oh, absolutely not. We love God. We love our family. We love our country. All right, and we want it to stay just like that.
Yes, absolutely. We're gonna leave it right there. I think that's probably the best place to leave that.